What is going on, everybody? My name is Japes. Welcome back to an episode in my path to power. It felt good to say that. I'm excited to be back. I'm excited to be doing this. I'm super hyped for the World Cup. I hope you guys are as well. Obviously, this will be abbreviated. We're not doing one over the entirety of FIFA 18, just for the World Cup game mode. And I'm excited to get this journey started and see what the FIFA 18 World Cup edition has in store. Before I do get into the video, I'd encourage you guys, if you have any questions, whatever it may be, leave a comment. I'm going to do my absolute best to respond to each and every one of them. You can tweet me at AirJapes, and I'll do my best to respond to you on there as well. But it's time to pick our kits or pick our nationality. And I was going to pick US of A. Too soon. Still just too soon for me. And then I decided that this is still a FIFA game, and I do love a good set of yellow kits, and I am quite fond of Colombia's. Brazil obviously would have been a nice option as well with their classic kits, but we went with Colombia. And we got Keylor Navas, Madrid's Champions League winning goalkeeper here. And that's actually the worst 86 rated card that we could have gotten to start things off here. Now, why? And the reason is because he's part of CONCACAF, so he's from Costa Rica, and the center back links for CONCACAF are debatable at best. Not great, especially when I've seen people pack crazy things on Twitter. You're getting like Ronaldo and Neymar in your first pack, and you're like, what are you doing? That's crazy. But this is the starter team that we got, and it's almost more fun for me when it's a grind, when you have to really work for it. And this team actually a great midfield for a starter pack. As you can see right there, we've got a midfield of Kingsley Coman, Pizzi, Zielinski, Adrian Silva, and Shaqiri. That is fantastic. A backline, serious problems. We've got Goodmanson, the Icelandic right mid that we're going to end up having to play at right back because we have Arneson, the Icelandic center back, with all of his incredible 34 pace, I think is where we're at on that. But the 4-1-4-1, my preferred formation, at least for the moment. I've gone through a lot of formations this year on FIFA. I started with the 4-3-2-1 and actually hit top 40 on PC for monthly when the game was just released back in the fall. Then I dropped off playing. But these are my custom tactics: speed 40, speed 50, passing 40, organized. Passing, or for chance creation, we've got 70 passing, 65 crossing, 55 shooting. Free form pressure is at 70, aggression 75. We leave the team with at 50. So nothing too crazy. And they work for me. And I'd encourage you this year with custom tactics, just find what works for your playstyle. These are my instructions. Get forward, get into the box for crosses and free roam on both of my CMs. I want them acting as attacking mids, almost supporting my striker and getting really close up there, making nice runs into the box. For my left mid and my right mid, stay forward, cut inside, get in behind. We're basically trying to create a instructioned out custom tactic 4-3-3, but a little bit different because I like the way the left mid and the right mids get into build up more than I like the way the right wing and the left wing get into build. They just feel so isolated in the 4-3-3 formations for me this year, and playing the 4-1-4-1 this way has been a ton of fun and offers a lot going forward in terms of possession play and getting high quality chances. So we'll have to see if that pans out for me now that I have broadcasted that is what works for me. But those are my custom controller settings as well. So I didn't realize, and I should have realized this was a mistake, that the first game they just like default put you in if you don't switch it is against the computer. So I play Germany, and because this is a brand new account that I set up just for this Path to Power, it was still on amateur. So it was like, there's no point in showing any of these highlights. But I was going to try to go ahead and complete the objectives and get the pack, but the store was down. So that felt a little bit bad. Nonetheless, we headed on over into the squad building challenge because the let's get started. The first one, super simple and easy to do. We're going to take our lowest rated player and put him into the first exchange and hope that the player they give us back, it's like a 1-for-1, is going to be much better. And with the way the pack weights are at the moment, you'd think that we'd have a pretty good chance of getting something decent. Also, I want to say I'm playing on PlayStation right now. So I played on Xbox for FIFA 17 and FIFA 16 and all the FIFAs before. I played on PC at the start of this FIFA, but PC has a lot of issues. And now I am on PlayStation. I actually really like the expanded user base on PlayStation. And I actually think of the systems, maybe the PlayStation server, or at least they feel better to me than the Xbox servers of years past. So I am on PlayStation for the time being, and we are going to head on into our very first match. Also, before I forget, the CDM is just on stay back while attacking, and the left back and the right back are also on stay back attacking. We don't want them too far forward. Coming up in our first match, another guy using Columbia kits. So how about that? Not something I expected to see, but I don't know why. Kevin De Bruyne and Harry Kane are the big name players in this guy's team. He does have Mignolet, so a Liverpool goalkeeper in there. It's just too soon. I can't do it yet. But I don't really rate the 4-4-2 this year. I just can't get it to play for me. That's not to say that other people haven't torched me with the 4-4-2. It remains to be seen what level of FIFA player I am this year. So I like to think that I'm still pretty good, but only time will tell, and you guys will have to be the judge of that. Daniel Sturridge, our striker, getting things started for us in the 29th minute. He is actually above average for a starter pack. I was pleasantly surprised, but not hopeful that he's going to be a long-term solution for us. He does have some issues. He's not super pacey. And I got to say, on the topic of pace, I've seen a few comments that have said this game is just a slower version of Ultimate Team, or the World Cup mode is. And I don't think it's so much slower. It's that the players that you're using and the players that your opponents are using don't have the same passing stats and pace stats that you see everybody's main Ultimate Team full of at this point. So yes, of course it's going to be slower. If you look at your team and you look at the cards you have, you can't go out to the market and just pick up 90 plus pace team of the season players all over the place to just sprint forward as fast as you can. And it's been actually, for me, relatively entertaining seeing some of these guys that probably have been rocking like full icon teams struggle with their build-up play and with their passing. So this is heaven for me for FIFA. I love using a mix of good players and bad players and grinding to get them better. This is when it is the absolute most fun for me. And so I am so excited to be able to do this Path to Power with you guys, because for me, I like the idea of having a little World Cup community around this sort of thing. So you get a pack for every single match you play. Win, lose, draw, doesn't matter. You're getting a pack. And that's really nice, and it's pretty necessary. Otherwise, you would not be able to build your team so easily for the World Cup mode. Obviously, they have a month and a half, maybe at the most, for the longevity of this game, so it's got to move along fairly quickly. Come up against this guy in his Brazilian kits. That was our other yellow kit option, which wouldn't have been a bad option. Matuidi is the headline player. He's got Papu Gomez from Atalanta over there on the left on no chemistry. And again, it's just another 4-4-2. And when I see this, I start to wonder, is this just sort of, are they playing this because that's what the default formation goes into? And if that's the case, maybe that's a hint that this might not be a super challenging match. And then it went into the third minute, and I played some terrible defense, and that is a bad goal to give away at the start of a game, and it feels terrible. And I have to say, too, I was a little bit nervous going into this because you can use your Ultimate Team coins to buy packs in the World Cup mode. And so there are guys that have tons of coins, and I am guilty of it for my main account. I spent about 100K on packs, and I have a fantastic team. And if you're wondering what that team looks like, you can check out a live stream, which I will tweet about sometime in the near future as to when that will be. Ideally, I'm going to get a mini content schedule set up for the World Cup, and I'll just pin the tweet to the top of my Twitter. So twitter.com/AirJapes for those of you guys that would be interested in checking all of that out. So 1-1, 25th minute. And Diaz, my left back, is on 0. Well, other than the default left back cam, he's not on any cam. We have another left back in the club, but he's even slower. He's from Uruguay. I can't remember what his name is. And in the 27th minute, this is just a nice attack. And this is why I love this formation. You can see there's a lot of free form, free flowing movement, players looking for open space. And then you get these nice triangles set up and you can really ping it around and score some nice goals. Lovely back heel from Kingsley Coman. Pete C slotting it away nicely in the 28th minute and just in full control. I did play a 4-5-1 for a while because I wanted those attacking mids to be really close to the striker. But I found that the lone CM just got caught out non-stop. And so I had to switch back to this to get the DM to protect. And Adrian Silva, honestly, is pretty darn good in that spot. He protects the back four nicely and is able to do something going forward, which you really can't ask for more. Sturridge, nice ball roll inside, gets taken down. I don't put any instructions on my striker in this formation, and that is because sometimes it's best for them to make through runs like that when the left back and the right back press up onto my left mid and right mid. It creates an opportunity to play through ball behind. If they're not pressing up like that, they'll drop in and do play a little bit more like a false nine and find a gap in the midfield to work themselves into a bit of build-up play. But this guy, you can see the pause is cued and the rage quit is coming, and that is where we're going to come to a close here. I will have another episode for you guys up tomorrow. It will be earlier, I promise. I intended for this one to be earlier, but apparently I'm not as good at editing as I once was. Anyways, I want to thank you all very much for watching. My name is Japes, and I will catch you all next time.